Thank you guys for coming through. Thank you.
Aware, bro.
For those who do not know, this is Quite the Ordinary podcast once again. And I just love the energy in the room, guys. Like, I'm excited. This is the one that I'm excited about.
Yeah. No, thanks for having us out here, man.
Thank you for coming through, man. Like, I remember I'm just going to talk about how we met.
Yeah.
I'd never rushed Sunday.
Yeah.
I remember seeing this man, right? So I'm just chilling there, we're having our Johnny Walker, and then I see this man walking with this stick. Yeah, this stick. You hold the stick when you're on stage. And then I didn't know you then, but I just knew that you had this presence about you, man.
Yeah.
I was like, no, man, who's this guy? There's some people that walk into a room, man, and you're like, shit, there's something,
And then who that is now.
Yeah, who is that? I'm like, So now, after a few minutes, now you're on stage. Hey, then you start singing. I'm like, what? The voice
changes everything now.
It makes sense now.
It made sense.
Yeah.
The energy.
Yeah,
I was
man.
like, because I kind of see myself as like a person I catch energy quick,
I get you.
And you just had this good energy,
Yeah.
coming from me. And I was like, wow, okay. There's something here. I remember chilling there and I was telling my friend, and I was like, dude, I literally feel like I'm at home, like back in Zimbabwe.
Yeah.
It's that feeling,
Yeah.
Like, dude, like this guy just knocked me back,
Yeah.
Back to those days when I was secure, when I was happy. So I remember telling him that, and then I ended up going downstairs, you guys were there,
Where
and
we
then I met
met.
Kudzai.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shit. I just got to go and I got to talk to these guys.
Man.
And then I started talking to Kudzai, man.
Yeah.
And then you started telling me the story, which obviously you're going to
Jump
share.
into.
Jump into. You started telling me the story of how you met Phila. For everyone who does not know, this is Phila Dlozi. Yes, sir.
Aware.
Powerful artist. He's actually quite famous, like you actually featured on a lot of stuff that I listened to, but I didn't know it was you.
Oh, really?
With Kudzai and Mapurisa.
Yeah. I've done a couple of stuff.
Yeah.
I've done a couple of stuff.
Yeah. I checked you out. I was listening to you this morning, man. Ever since I heard you, actually, I've been listening to on Spotify.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, this track Badimo.
Badimo, yes.
Badimo, yo.
That's a big one.
It's a good track.
That's a big one.
Powerful one.
Big.
And so I've just been listening to you, man, and there's just this good vibe from your music that I love, I also checked out your interview that you guys had with SABC as well.
What, recently?
Yeah, recently.
SABC?
On
Which
your
one was
gram. It was there. You posted it.
Okay, I'll need dates now, I'm forgetting. But yeah,
You
because
need
we've done a
dates,
couple there, so I don't know if it was the
done,
recent
yeah?
one or...
Yeah, because I want you guys to get into that as well.
Yeah.
See, what you guys are doing. But then, ever since then, man.
Oh, man.
But, back to the story, when I met Kudzai, and you said something powerful, man. You're like, dude, we're not with people that are just talented, but with people that are just good to their souls, they're great people.
Yeah,
you love to vibe. You should just work with people that are just talented. Work with people that you vibe with, people that you can see on a random day, your friends basically, close people. That's some of the advice that you gave me there, man. I was like,
no, that's really true, man.
it's true.
There are so many songs that we like, beautiful songs that were done by great musicians, but because the motive was only business motivated, the energy was not there.
Yeah.
Like that energy that makes a song the biggest song.
Yeah.
Timeless
Timeless,
music.
Yeah.
So because the energy was not there, like the session was driven by money.
Yeah.
So you won't find that energy there. You won't find it. I promise you.
Yeah, and I feel exactly on the same line with what Phila's saying now, is it's the money talks take away from the creative flow.
Facts.
The creative flow,
Yeah.
That's why I prefer, like when we're working with other people, is that when we deal with the business side, let me speak to your manager, you speak to Phila. So you guys communicate on just the art. That's it. There's no everything else behind the scenes. Let me and your manager handle it. You know, because once you start involving the artists in the business talk and the exchange, when they're in studio, there's that little barrier that's happening because maybe they don't know, one doesn't agree. Rather let me and your manager not agree and sort it out behind the scenes. But if it's between the two of you, even if you guys get to a compromise, there's friction already now. So when you jump in the studio, it's not the same. And I'm a big believer in the pureness of art. We gotta keep it there. And it's the same with him. I mean, he told me as well, in terms of collaborations, like when we started asking, like, this person. For him, it's really down to the energy. Does the song speak to him? For him to tap into the place that he has to tap into.
Yes,
it's not just about money or Phila will pay you this much. No. Every time he opens his mouth, it's coming from somewhere. And and his messages, if you listen to all his music, his messages are never light.
Yeah, it's never.
It's timeless messages.
You can feel it. Yeah.
So we can't play with that. And we can't leave that to, you paid us this much, so we'll give you this song we don't believe in or feel. If he doesn't feel it, nothing comes out.
Yeah.
So I think all around, even with the team that we have around us, till right now, we're still piecing the team together. Because
really? Okay.
I feel with an artist like him, it's not something where you just hold auditions and say who wants the job.
Because everybody's going to show up.
Everyone wants the job, People will come and say, so how much am I getting paid and whatnot.
That will be the first chat.
You see what I'm saying? So you want people who understand what's happening here, And personally, for me, even the way we met,
that's what I wanted to get into. Yeah.
It's screaming, someone who understands what's happening here, understands what needs to be done. And it's outside the money because this is big.
It is big.
This is big. And I've been saying this since the beginning, and I'll carry on saying it until the world understands what I mean. That we're dealing with the generational talent here, and therefore you have to handle with care. You have to have the real people around. You need to protect this energy because we all understand how the world can corrupt you. When you're getting pulled from different ways. Yeah. So with someone like this who's come from the background he comes from, and I think he sticks out as well because he's just so pure, because where he's coming straight from the rural areas, So he's coming from that environment.
Yeah, you told me some of the story. Yeah.
You bring him to the city, there's corruption that can happen there.
Yeah.
And you need a team that understands that we need to protect that pureness because that's the special part. Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah, I feel like, there's only so much you can do to avoid the corruption. But no matter how do you try, it's gonna find you.
Facts.
So, but what you need to do is just to make sure that you create a team that is going to make sure that even if we do get criminals or corrupt business people coming to the enterprise, we need to make sure that it's only a small percentage of corruption that can get us.
Yeah.
Not all of it. And that sends a statement. It sends a statement to crooked business people. You can't just
come here.
You can't just come here and expect it's gonna go your way. No.
Facts.
So that's the importance of a devoted team to what they do.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's facts. But why don't you tell us about one story that I really want to hear is how you guys met. Yeah. Please tell us.
Two sides. So you start with his side. I want to hear his side as well.
Well, man, it was just a random day. One of the routines. I was 2 or 3 months out of the street. I think so.
Out of the street?
Yeah.
As in
Yeah.
You lived on the street?
Yeah, I did.
Really? Shit.
Yeah.
All right.
So I was just 2 or 3 months, out of the street, and then I was busking around. I got introduced to different spots, busking spots in Joburg. So I was busking in Randburg Square.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Just up there.
Any other days. I'm busking, I'm doing my thing, I see this bearded guy. I look at him, I carry on with my stuff, and then he went to the gym, and when he came back, I was still there doing my thing, and then he came, took a video,
What thing were you doing though?
I was busking, singing on the street.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and took a video, didn't say anything, he left. Following day, doing my thing, here he is again, goes to the gym, he comes back. That's when he decided to approach me. Then we started talking. We exchanged numbers, you know.
Yeah.
I was very skeptical, you know, before I met him. I was very skeptical about the people I associate myself with, you know, because previously I've had like bad experiences. People,
yeah.
You know, that come to me, promise me stuff, you know, and then they take advantage of my situation, the fact that I'm homeless. You know, people gonna say, yo, come, I'm gonna accommodate you for a couple of months, you know.
I got you,
But that has a motive, you know, and that motive is not benefiting
pure
me.
one, yeah.
It's not a pure one, you know. Like, man, if I can tell you, like, I could tell you, like, strange, like, serious things, you know, to a point where even I've had encounters with a couple of gay people who thought they had a chance, you know.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Really?
They look after you,
Yeah.
and, you know, favors.
They give me an accommodation.
Yeah.
You know, I sleep in their couch.
Yeah.
One thing, they invite me and they say, you know, you can sleep in my bed.
Yeah.
I'll
overtime,
you know, I'll go make another plan for myself. And the next thing, in the middle of the night, the nigga comes in bed and then start touching me. I was like, bro, what the fuck?
Dog. Yeah.
You know? Then that very same night, I don't wait. I grab my shit, I leave the house.
I'm out. Yeah.
You know, I was comfortable in the street. I've got no one bothering me. You know, and people are just there purely like
Evil.
appreciating my talent, you know.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, yeah, there's people like that. Right?
Yeah, like on the street, bro. Like I was making like a good money, you know. I was making a good money, you know. So it was not easy. So I was very skeptical when I met him. But one thing just told me, you know what, man? This is him. You know? This is him. Everything was just easy. It was just a few words. And then I introduced him to my big brother. And then my big brother met with him. We spoke. And then that was it.
Bam. The rest is history.
The rest is history. You know? And then we started working. We started working even way before we signed like a contract, you know.
Wow, yeah.
Already we were doing like things. You know.
How long ago was this?
Like 3 years ago.
Beginning of Feb 2021.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
So still around
Just,
COVID times.
Yeah. Oh, that's crazy. That is crazy.
Yeah, man.
Yo.
So here we are.
Here you are.
Yeah.
On the podcast.
Yes.
Famous. #1 podcast in the world. Africa. We're coming.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so my side of the story.
Yeah,
the other side. Like you said, Randburg Square. At that time, because I actually worked at I was working at Universal Music before that. So when COVID hit, unfortunately, I was in the bookings department. So obviously COVID hit, lockdown, there's no more work, you know.
Yeah.
So that ended. So during COVID, I just picked up this thing of, I need to just keep doing something. And the funny thing is, when I left Universal, I wasn't even stressed. And this is weird because I was literally dropped a week before the announcement of lockdown. Like a week before.
A week before.
Man, it's a movie, bro.
You're like, got you.
Yeah, like a week before the announcement. But for some reason, I just, there was this energy. I just felt like, no, I'm good.
Just had a good vibe.
Yeah, I was like, no, I'm good. So I remember leaving the office, cool, all good.
You're not bothered.
Yeah, I wasn't. And then, when I look back now, I'm still shocked. Like, because think of it, a week before lockdown, we don't know how long lockdown is going to be. It's new to everybody. And this is employment gone, right? But for some reason, there was just something that told me that, no, we're good. We're good. I didn't know what it was, but I was like, no, we're good. So then during that time, I just started... because my mother always used to tell me, you always be out there. You never know what opportunities you run into. So I picked up the whole gym thing, and the gym thing, once again, was her. So I started doing that almost like every day. So obviously I'd skip some days. But this particular day, I woke up in the morning, walked up to Randburg Square, and I hear this guy. So I'm like, okay. But at this time, because this music thing, I've been chasing this music thing since I left high school years ago, right? Over a decade. You know, and then I get this break at Universal and I'm there for a year and then it's gone. So I was almost sour with the music world. I was like,
I'm done.
I'm done. I think I'm good. So when I heard him, and I saw him and I looked around, I saw people like, you know, people of different ages, ethnicities, everyone was drawn to him. You know, and usually like even when I'm at a concert, I usually at some point give my back to the artist and watch the crowd because I want to see what that energy is doing. You know? So when I saw him, that's what I looked at. People's responses to him. I was like, okay. Voice was crazy. I was like, yo, it's a loud voice. I actually thought he had a speaker, but it was actually just his lit voice box was just, his projection was crazy.
Yeah.
So I remember just saying, oh, this guy's dope. He's going to make it one day. But it's not me. Then I walked back in. I was like, no, he's going to make it. Went to the gym and the gym was literally like, it's literally right above him.
Yeah.
Right? So I was on the other side of the gym and I could still hear him. And there was music in the gym. But I could still hear him singing outside. Yeah. So I remember there was a point where I literally dropped my head and I was like, yeah, I know what's happening here. Okay. So
okay, God.
Yeah, I was like, okay, God, I hear you, God.
I got you. All right.
So and I finished everything. Then I went downstairs, and like you said, then I came. Then I started recording. Right? We actually still got those videos. I think one of the dopest thing about this whole story is it's been documented since the beginning.
Facts.
It's on Instagram, Twitter. When I posted, it's all there. So even where he's at now, you can literally still go back to day one and just watch the growth. You know. So I recorded the video. After I did the video, I put in money even. Like, you know, the Busking plate. Put the money in there. Spoke to him. I was like, yo, what's up? Let's talk. What's your number? He gave me his number. And like he said, it was a quick conversation. There wasn't no trying to lure each other. Just, yo, man, what's your name? Yeah,
come
give me your number.
My sofa.
Yeah, you know. So yeah, then I got his number, and I sat with that number and the video for about almost a week. Because like I said, I had been put off this music thing. So that excitement that I naturally would have had before of, oh, this great talent, let me move him around, wasn't there because I was like, do I really want to enter the space again? Right. Sat with it. So luckily we had this group with my colleagues from Universal. So I dropped the video in there, like after a couple of days.
All right.
Then I would literally sit at home alone in the bed at night and watch the video.
Watching it.
Just by myself.
Is this real?
Well, that's just taking it in, like, okay.
Where's the mic?
Yeah, all that stuff.
Yeah.
So then in the group, I dropped the video. Then I asked people, what do you guys think? And a guy by the name of Innocent, right? Shout out, Eno. Eno was like no one else responded. It was just him. Just one person responded. It was Eno. And Eno was like, yo, I'd put all my money into this kid.
Shout out to Eno, man.
Yeah. The brand. Yeah, the brand Eno.
Yeah.
So then, we did that. Then I think a few more days went past. I was like, okay, cool, A few more days went past. Then like next Monday, it's like everyone saw the video at the same time in the group because I woke up and my group was just buzzing. So it's like, okay, check it out. People are now saying, oh, no, this is real. So I was like, okay, guys, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go on Twitter. And at that time, I had quite a following on Twitter to do my thing. And I was like, I'm going to go post it there and I'm going to tag DJ Maporisa. And the maths behind that for me was that I know that Pori had been doing a lot of these things where he goes around finding people with talents and then he takes them studio, makes stars out of them. So my thing was that Pori, unlike a lot of producers, not to say he's the only one, but most producers would take him and say, yo, you got a nice voice, come to my sound. Let's use you on my sound. But I knew that Pori would understand this guy's sound and build on that.
Around it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I didn't need to tag a whole lot of people. I wanted one person.
Just one person.
Just that person.
Yeah.
So I went on Twitter and I did that. And then went to gym. He was outside again that day. So I told him, I was like, yo, I just tagged Pori on this video I posted on Twitter. Let's see what happens.
Let's see. Let's make magic.
Then he carried on with these things. I went up to the gym. Then by the time I came down, Pori now was saying, yo, South Africa, where's this kid? And that
I think I've seen that, actually.
Yeah, they even went live together. They went live together, And that was our meeting. And then like he said, with his brother, in fact, before his brother, when Pori now asked, I went down from the gym. And I said to him, I was like, yo, bro, if I put you in the rooms that you need to be in, I need you to go.
What are you going to do? Yeah.
Because I'd worked with a lot of artists before, and there's times when you get people in the spots they want to be in, but maybe stage fright hits and what. And it's always discouraging, Because then every time you have something, you never know if someone's going to deliver.
Yeah.
But I can tell you for free that since that conversation, he has never dropped the ball once.
Never.
Don't stress. Phila, don't stress. When it's
Phila don't drop. He don't fold.
Studio interviews, he is ready. And that's one thing he always says, born ready. Like, he's here for a reason. Let me tell you that.
Yeah.
And anyone who sees him perform, I mean, like yourself, we're here now because you saw that.
Because I saw it. I was like, hey.
And like I say, it's all good hearing him on songs and, you know, on iTunes and whatnot, but you have to get him live to really feel what's happening here, you know. So yeah, that's my end. Met up with his brother. His brother gave the go ahead, and we began.
No, that's fine. That's fine. But okay, another thing is, what's the ethos like behind like your music? Because I heard you like on your interview, the one that I was talking about. You said like you guys are talking about like putting the spiritual fact back into African music, you know, because like we've been caught up in like this whole European thing, you know, and we're trying to be the Drakes, you know, but we ain't Drake, you know, we ain't Kanye, you know. Let's stick to Africa, you know what I'm saying? Let's find the spirituality in, you know, our music, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I saw you on the interview, you know, both of you guys were talking about that, like bringing that back to like basically taking us back to basics, you know. So what inspired that? What inspires your music, basically?
Well, it's just a mixture of everything, man. On my side, it's not about me. It's to be honest with you, I don't know anything about these things. You know, but my ancestors know, and I'm just a vessel. You know. And they give me what I have to say. And then I say it to the people. They tell me what to say to the people. I tell the people what my ancestors want me to say, because I never experienced apartheid. They did. Yeah. You know, they experienced the real oppression. Like,
yeah, you weren't there. Yeah,
I was not there. So I can't. As much as I've taught myself about, I've read, you know, about all these things, what white people used to do to our ancestors, you know, and all that. Yeah, I only get the glimpse of what used to happen, you know, and the people that were being exploited at that time are my ancestors and my parents. So they know better, you know. So it's just a mixture of everything, just a mixture of anger. We angry to the system, man. You know, it's not only white people. White people didn't create the system. Well, it took a couple of white rotten people to create a system like that. Yeah, you know. But because other white people had to follow the leadership, they will do exactly what the leadership says. You know. If I grew up with my dad, and my dad, the only thing that he does in front of me is to
hate and stuff.
You know?
Yeah, you're going to learn that.
The only thing that we speak at home is just hate. I'm going to grow up a hater.
Facts.
You know? Yeah. That thing is going to create a hater out of me. Not because I chose to be a hater. It's what I saw. On to me. You know, it was passed on to me. You know, so a lot of white people, they didn't know what they were doing. They just did what they saw.
It was just a lifestyle. Yeah,
it was a way of life.
Yeah,
you know, it was a way of life for them. So it's just hate to the system, to the people who created that. You know, a system. You know, and most importantly, the teachings. You know, I feel like, because even like our black leaders that are representing us, they don't care about what we consume every day. They don't care about who are we becoming. As long as they're on their seats,
doing your thing,
changing seats, going from public works to home affairs. You know, they're chowing money. They don't have problems. Their kids are studying in Europe. You know, they've got like the best healthcare. You know, they've got the best education. They take their kids out of the country for education. You know, they eat whatever they want to eat every day. If they want to wake up with caviar, They do that.
It is what it is.
It is what it is, you know.
Yeah.
So if you're in that position and you are not a born leader, you won't think about what your people are going through in the squatter camps.
Yeah.
As long as you sorted, it's fine.
Then it's fine with me.
You know, you will do what your superiors are telling you to do. You know. But my music is just an encouragement to people that the revolution has to take place now.
Yeah.
You know, what is ours need to be ours now, fully. You know, our identity. We've been stripped of our identity as black people.
That's what I saw in your interview as well. You guys are talking about,
Yeah. So most people don't know anything except Christianity. When you ask what was your great father's name, they won't be able to tell you. You know, what's your clan names? They won't be able to tell you, but they can tell you the Bible from first chapter to the last chapter. You know, and if you think about this thing, there's no, like, I don't want to go deep into that, you know, because it's just gonna piss me off.
Yeah.
But
I know mine, Mwendamberi. I'm just saying. Mwendas. That's all I'm saying.
It's real talk. It's real talk.
You know, so
yeah,
it's just education, teachings, encouragement, love, peace. I'm not preaching hate. I love all people. I love all races. You know, all white people that have been around me, they know that I'm a loving person. You know, I'm not a hater.
You are. You give off that vibe.
You know,
but we have to be real.
But we have to be real.
You have to be
know,
real,
we can't now shy away from things that affect me every day. They benefit you every day.
Yeah.
You know, we need to address those things. As much as I like you, you my bro, but I need to tell you, yo, bro, what are you doing about it?
You messed up that time.
You know, what are you doing about it?
Yeah.
I know that you didn't oppress black people. Your ancestors did. But what are you doing to change that stigma? You know, what are you doing
you
about
acknowledge
it?
that.
You know, are you acknowledging that we did wrong? We were done wrong. You know, so it's just that, man. Everybody has to learn from my music because my ancestors gave me the message to teach people, to wake my black community, not only South Africans but African people. You know,
facts. Yeah.
So that's my music. That's my message to the world. My 2-cent contribution.
That's fire. That's fire. That's fire.
And I think, I mean, even hearing him talk now, he'll tell you, it used to shake me a bit when he would go there, you know. But that's also
it
part
does, yeah. But we got to, like what you said.
And I feel if I look at my own background, you know, in terms of where I came from, you know, from Zim and all of that.
Shout out Zim.
Yes, shout out Zim. Masringo, Nas Vegas.
Las Vegas. I know.
Yeah.
Like, shout out to the people, man, not the politicians.
Yeah, shout out
to the people.
The people.
Real talk.
Yeah.
So I think being someone who was raised in this environment, like I grew up here in the north, you know, Joburg North and whatnot, there's kind of like some sugarcoating that happens and some loss of yourself that happens because of the environment that you're in.
Facts.
You know, you're learning more about. I think that's one thing that also still pisses me off is that when I look back at high school, when we look at history, right? Why were we learning about Stalin? Stalin has nothing to do with me.
None whatsoever.
Nothing with my. That's not my history. No, Stalin is not my history. But then you find that there was so much, you know, and it also shows you how easy it is to be brainwashed if you don't know what's happening. And can't blame ourselves because we're kids. You know, what was happening. You look around, everyone's doing it. But now when you're old and you look back, it's like, but wait a minute, why? Why are we not learning about the heroes of this land? Right? Because essentially we're just being bred to fit into the system of the world, but not know ourselves, which means that we're weak forever.
Identity crisis, yeah.
So meeting someone like this, it just reinforced, you know, like I did a year in Zim when I was young. And that year changed only a year of myself. You know, I call it myself because I look around, those are my people, that's where I'm from. A year of myself, and I'll tell you that my identity today is rooted in that. That 1 year made all the difference, right? And I always say to people, if I hadn't done that 1 year in grade 5, by the way, I would have been a totally different North boy. You know, I would have totally been
North boy.
immersed in this. Yeah, look, I grew up in the North.
boys.
Everything about me is you know, Joburg, Randburg. Yeah, Randburg Primary. I went to Randburg Primary, you know. And everything about it, because I'm around that, I'm obviously going to be of that. And even now I look at myself, now I'm pretty much a Joburg North boy. Cool. But there's another side to me, you know, because I opened myself up to something else. And that side that I opened up to spoke to me so much. All it took was a year. Yeah. All these years of being in the North won't erase that 1 year.
That 1 year,
They can't, because that side is so me and it feels so right. You know?
Authentic. Yeah.
Authentic. So meeting someone like this years later, I mean, this is a young bro, right? Years later, but his belief and his drive triggered me because it was like, oh, I know that guy. That's how I felt when I was coming straight from Zim, straight from the rural, because I went to rural school. Rural school, straight to a private school, St. Peter's Prep, right? So you get to a space like that and you're like, you stick out because you're so raw. Everything within conversation, I didn't sugarcoat. If I didn't like that, I didn't like that. You know, there wasn't this tippy-toeing. So then I realized that the longer I was here, you know, now you go to high school and all of that, you become soft again.
Watered down.
Watered down. You're not that alert. You're not alert to life like that.
Yeah.
You know?
You're not awake. Like, yeah.
So I think that background, my background, help us gel. Because we speak the same language. You know, recently took him to Zim, Win Mashingo.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How was it?
Beautiful. You know what, man? Let me tell you something. Outside of what the ruling party is doing to the people, I love Zim, bro.
It's a beautiful place.
I love Zim. You know, the sustainability. Like, I like the fact that I don't have to go to a supermarket to get maize meal. I don't need to go to a supermarket to get a chicken. Yeah. To get milk. Yeah. You know,
it's just there.
It's just here, bro.
You get out the house.
I just go to a bag that made from my mealies from the ground. Take that meal, dry it, take it to the mill. Put it in a bag, put it there for months.
Yeah, that's what he reminds me of home, bro. Like, bro, music.
You know,
full on, yeah.
I like that, bro. And livestock there. My God,
the cows are making him go crazy.
You know, when you go to these white people farms, you see a horse that has a shiny skin.
Yeah, well looked after.
Yeah.
Bro, those cows randomly on the street, they're like that. The skin is shiny, bro.
Like somebody taking care of
them. They're fit and fresh. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to buy land here. Yeah. Zimbabwe is filthy rich, bro. Filthy
Africa
rich.
as a whole, I think.
Africa as a whole, bro.
Yeah, we just... it's rich.
Bad resource management.
Bad. Also,
but look, I think, with all of that said, right? Because otherwise we're just gonna get into politics, which is whack. I think the reason, and he speaks for the people, right? On the level.
I see. That's where the music. Yeah.
That's where it's. You can hear the passion about the things he's talking about now.
Yeah.
But in the music, it's not this conversation. You know, it's more about waking up people. It's not about attacking.
No,
it's wake up. You know, to what you have inside of you, what you have around you, and whatnot. And the most we can do, you know, we're not trying to be politicians out here. That game is filthy. Even if you go in with good intentions, that game will change you, bro. You know, so we're not even trying to be a part of that. But you know, you can't escape politics. It's all around us. And I always tell them that the best thing you can do is just speak to people, to wake them up, motivate people, inspire people, encourage people. That's the most. What everyone we've mentioned now, what they do is what they do. They need to answer for that, right?
Yeah.
But our purpose here and his purpose here is to just, like he said, he's a vessel, passing on the message. Because people, if we just preach hate and whatnot, that doesn't grow people. No, right? In fact, it just has people in the house now angry, saying, yeah. We don't need people like that. We need people now who are fruitful, people who wake up, who listen to the music and feel motivated, no matter the darkest situation you're in, right? Yeah. You hear his music, you hear the message, it makes you want to do more. Makes you want, and like you said, like it never rushed the day. The way I was watching, the way people just changed. You know, at the beginning, people don't really. There's people who knew him. There's people, a lot of people who didn't know him, and you watch how they just turn. They realize, now each song that goes by, you start realizing, okay, it's getting louder.
Yeah,
you know, people heads are turning here more, and that happens everywhere. you know. So pretty much, yeah. And I think the music is it's powerful, man. Like I honestly can throw him up there. I always tell him, like, for me, he's already a legend, right? And we haven't even done what we have in here. You know, we haven't even done it.
Tell us, what is the future? What is the future? What's the future looking like?
The future, man, is just music for people.
Yeah.
You know?
I heard you guys got a new track.
That dropped today.
Yeah. Shout out to Abidoza. An album called Paula.
All right.
The president of luxury piano.
Yeah.
It was actually great.
Yeah,
we did
it was great,
his listening session yesterday.
Yeah.
In Artistry.
Yeah, I saw. Yeah.
Artistry. Man left. He did sound check. Left on a jet ski. Came back later on a boat in a tux. Straight on. Yeah, no, it was real, man.
Yeah, it was real, bro.
Yeah.
Shout out to him. The album is called Paula. It's out. Paula by Abidoza.
Yeah.
And I have a song there. It's called Bavumile.
Featuring
Beautiful song.
soulful.
Yeah.
Oh, Zimbabwean.
Yeah.
Barita Soul.
Who?
Barita Soul.
Oh,
Barita Soul, yeah.
really?
Yeah. Oh, it's
Okay.
beautiful, man.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
I
stuff.
heard that was the one you guys were sampling, right?
Yeah.
I heard you guys sing. Like,
Yeah.
I saw on your statuses.
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
Oh, wow, that was great.
Beautiful.
I saw. I was like, I wish I was there, dude. The studio, dude. Yo, that was great. I was like, nah.
So
she
the
was the
future,
one that was singing on it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
yes.
So the future,
amazing
man,
voice.
is just music for the people. Inspirations for the people,
Yeah.
you know, and growth for myself, you know, and for the people that consume my music. You know, because my music is like water, man. It gives lives no matter what.
I like that.
If you pour water in a glass and you put it there for days, you're gonna find life formed in that water.
In the water. Yeah.
So my music is like that. It forms life, it gives life, preaches life, love, peace. You know.
That's
so it's
fire.
just growth and inspirations, man.